the obstacles of playing music in Fursuit, tips and tricks on how to overcome them. And no one read that. Like, oh, where's the concert? Oh, not yet. We'll be doing a set with Citrine Husky at 3 o'clock over in the other panel, which should be interesting. But this one is actually, as the description noted, a conversational panel about playing music in suit. And with that having been said, thank you for waking up semi-early to attend. Really awesome seeing you here. Just a little introduction. My name is Bucktown Tiger. My co-workers call me Josh. so obviously I'm just gonna go to the furry con with the name Josh. It's like 18,000 other Joshes in the family. Hey Josh, hey Josh. Hey. So Bucktown Tiger is a nickname from my hometown, and their mascot was Tiger. Kind of stuck. I know I'm stuck in high school. I'm a Neil star. I've been playing music off and on since about the 3rd grade. I was 8, 9. And off and on, mostly off, because I fashioned myself a professional baseball player. It's like, I'm going to play baseball, I'm going to get all the cute girls. And they hit my junk. Anyway, when I was in college, studying a lot of math, which is I'm thinking about trying to add Roman numerals. But to relieve some stress, I was really overwhelmed. I went to the music building. They had a whole bunch of rooms with pianos, and they left them unlocked. Unlike here at this con and most other locked pianos. And I know there was a song on my digital piano that my mom got me years ago. And it was classical, and I couldn't place what it was, and I would just walk around the music building like some guy who doesn't know what he's doing, humming this song and asking just random people, "Do you know this song? Do you know this song?" It goes da 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 da, and it's like, no. And I go to this person, no. And then finally, I met a guy. He had fingers as long as this thing here. He could play 2 octaves. And he recognized the song. He says, "I think that's Pathetic Sonata. I think it's the 3rd movement by Beethoven." And I was like, "That's the first lead I've ever gotten." So I went to the library and put up the sheet music. And I'm not very good at reading sheet music, and it's just like a bunch of dots. And I just went and played note by note. So it's a G, that's a C, that's a D, and that's an E with a little B sign in front. So I guess that's a flat, so E flat. And I just kept doing that and realized, holy shit, that's the song. So like you spend like 3, 4, 5 months actually learning the song, and I was like, wow. And from then on I just kept playing, and it was really a therapeutic stress reliever for studying engineering. So I graduated, I moved, and I stopped playing as my stress. And then I joined the furry fandom. Hard to know as a tiger. And it wasn't as much music in the fandom back in 2005. There were musicians. There was one band, Sub Level 3, that I got to see at the first time. They had a keyboardist, and I was like, wow, he's good. I want to do that someday. And then I realized that, like industrial living, rock. I'm black. I don't know if that would work. I'm sure. But so a couple years go by, and I go to a Further Confusion. It was 2007. And I see a horse, whose name was Flare Starfire. I see him playing piano in Fursuit. I was like, and before that I had no interest in fursuiting at all. I was like, oh, it's too hot in there, and I'm just gonna burn up even further. I'm already, cooked to a damn near crisp, and I don't want to burn anymore. So anyway, I watched him play, and I was mesmerized. I was like, I want to do this someday. And so I said, I'm gonna get a fursuit, which I'd never fathomed. And I'm gonna hopefully have it made. I went to a different fursuit maker. Like, hey, I want to be able to play piano in a suit. Can you do that? Can you make a suit that does that? And Kiwi Hunter said, yeah, I think I can do that. And she designed some polish. And the fursuit is whole. She did a character that I have no visual acumen when it comes to art. And then a few months after that, and I think it was MFM 07, I got in the masquerade and played Eye of the Tiger in Suit, and I was nervous. Then finally I started figuring out what the notes were and started playing, or started clapping the palm. I was like, oh, this is actually working. And then from then on, I've been playing in Fursuit ever since. So it's more math. It's 8 years now. And so it's just, I was trying to learn new stuff and do new things when I play. And it's really cool. And this year I said, you know, there's so many other musicians, not just musicians, but Fursuit musicians in the fandom, and it's really exploded. There was a con I was at earlier this year down in Texas, a Furry Festival down there, and at that con there was a panel on furry music, just music in general, and there was an array of talented performers. Matthew Eaton, Fox and Moore, Rhubarb the Bear, a bunch of other really talented people. And about halfway through the panel, the guy in the back raised his hand and asked a question. Hey, who's the guy that plays the piano in the tiger suit? And they all point down at me. And pretty much the rest of the panel was about, so how do you play in suit? What do you do? What I want to play in suit. I play so-and-so, and you ain't intimidated. And it was like that. I was like, well, I wasn't expecting to do this. So I was like, maybe we just set up a panel on playing music in Fursuit. That maybe, because there's a lot of interest in it. I mean, just looking at the growth of music in the fandom is why I have to get my notes, because I'm doing all this off my head. At the Masquerade in Anthrocon, excuse me as an example, in the past and other masquerades around the fandom, you would see suitors dancing to music. Usually the music would be pre-recorded. And they would do really cool stuff on stage, and they would sing, and they would have movable jaws, and it would be really awesome. And now you have fursuiters actually performing music in the masquerade. And just at furry music in general, there were 8 concerts at AC this past year. And here, Cord Katie did a concert. I don't know how many of you were able to watch Cord's concert yesterday. It was really cool. And then I did a set. I wasn't in suit, but I did a set. But just music in general in the fandom has really exploded. And Fursuit music in particular. I'm just going to rattle off a list of instruments that I've seen played in Fursuit. And of course, the piano, obviously. But also guitar. I've seen quite a few guitars. Violin. I've seen guy play saxophone in Fursuit. There was a guy at AC doing, he was marching in the parade, playing a trombone in Fursuit. I've seen trumpets. Know a guy plays a tuba in Fursuit, but full sousaphone, like marching band. Sousaphone, drummers, of course, bagpipes. There's a guy I know that is really good in the bagpipes. I've seen him play. Ukulele, as you can call it, guitar, violin-ish. Ukulele, and then of course vocals. So there are quite a few that do full concerts of them singing. Cord was singing in his concert in Fursuit. So I don't know if you know of Nice Singing Dog, but he performed at AC. He did his whole set in suit, and it was really up tempo. And so there are a lot of performers that are doing music in suit. And years ago, you didn't see that. And so it's growing, and it's great to be a part of that. And hopefully, panels such as this one will start popping up all around the fandom, where musicians and fursuiters get together and share ideas and discuss stuff, tips and tricks on basically how to overcome all of the. Because these are fursuiters here, so I'm gonna hug all of you at one time. My arms aren't big enough. But basically, get the fursuiters and the musicians, and then basically all become fursuit musicians, and we go take over like America's Got Talent and American Idol and other shows like that. Would be really cool. Jimmy Kimmel wouldn't make bad jokes about us at that point. He'd be booking us. So all that continues to grow. I guess I should pull my phone out because I was going to get a voice recording of this, and I totally forgot because clearly discombobulated. Which we haven't really missed a whole lot except me talking about me, so just leave that there. So it also helps me with the time because I don't want to run over. People ask, how do you play with Lots of practice. I mean, that's pretty much what it. Yeah, I know. You look at your body, you're like, okay, I'm not playing those. But yeah, there's lots of practice, I guess. At least that's what the standard line is, because that's what it takes. It takes lots of practice. Generally, if I'm doing a video for YouTube, I will have on a song, a cover song or something. I will have rehearsed the song for 2 to 3 weeks, out of suit, before even attempting it in suit. Occasionally, if it's a relatively easy song to pick up, I might be able to try it. Oh, I like this song, let's try to do a video. And then I end up failing, and 2 hours later, I'm like, and going to bed disappointed, and then trying again next week, and then, finally, maybe 2 weeks later, we finally get a video to where I can go ahead and put it on YouTube, wherever. But it usually, just anecdotal evidence, about 60 hours of practice for every 1 hour of material that's out there. So it ends up coming out to. And you'll find that as well. I should have brought some water, but we'll do that later. Lots of practice, that's a big thing. How do you play a fursuit pause? Really, it's how you play a fursuit in general. Because what I found and what most fursuiters can attest is the visibility is actually a much bigger issue than just playing in suit. I mean, it's kind of hard to play something you can't see, right? So that's a bigger issue, in my opinion, than just playing with the pause. You can design around the pause much easier than you can design around the visibility. Some people, they just, they might wear white gloves or black gloves to continue the illusion, which, really at that point you're on stage or you're in a show, no one's going to be walking up to you and be like, what are you doing? And thank you. Oh, that's awesome. Now my voice won't crack like Steven Tyler. No water. I love when you lose your train of thought. So the pause is easier to design around than the fursuit head itself. So you got your eyes and you got your nose, and at least when you're playing piano, your visibility line stops to like, let's say if I had a hat on. Take the hat. Put the hat right here. This is about what you can see. And so if you imagine I'm playing, I'm always looking down, right? Now look at the audience. Well, I'm looking up at the audience. I can't see the keys. At that point, again, this is where all the practice comes in. So where the practice all comes in, because you more or less have to be able to play the song, at least for piano, and I would say this is true for other instruments, perfectly without looking, or with very minimal looking, out of suit, before being able to play it in. So at that point, it's just memory repetition. You've designed around the physical limitations as far as dexterity, and you don't really have to rely on your visibility as much. So that's very key. Again, the practice aspect. But you can sort of, if you're fursuit designer, you're commissioning a fursuit to be made, then you can ask them to, for example, you see some fursuits with noses that are like this long. The nose on Bucktown is a little shorter. The previous versions of the suit were even shorter than this, but the full suit is a little more robust. You have to keep some sort of proportions. But it's still to the point where, like with the eyes, you can kind of see down, and it's not perfect visibility. You still have the hat effect, but it's not like the hat's out here. The hat's pretty close. Yeah, about like a hand, so. I'm not quite the full hat. But you can design around that, so I can put that. I have 2 heads now. So the flatter snout, you got bigger eyes that are full. A lot of people use mesh when they're designing fursuit eyes. Some use like the little glass eyes that are much more realistic looking, and then you won't be able to see it because again, the illusion. Their eyes, the actual eyes, will be kind of a little bit inside the fursuit eyes, which is another way to, again, do limitation, to get around the limitation. I haven't tried fursuit made that way, but I'm sure there are those that play in suit that have tried it that way. And if anybody's willing to, chime in about, the visibility there, as far as stuff, definitely feel free to chime in. But with the eyes close to the nose, looking through the eyes, some fursuiters, like professional mascots, a lot you'll see where they're looking through the mouth. The eyes are going to be way up here, their head is huge, and they're looking through the mouth, and so they would pretty much have full, line of sight because they're their mouth. And their eyes are there. It's like really cool. But most fursuiters were actually looking through the eyes, somewhere real close to the eyes. I think the fursuits in the fandom are so much better than the average professional mascot suit. If furries started designing professional mascot suits, I think that the quality would go way up. That's an aside. So as far as the head itself, though, one thing, and we'll talk about vocals here later, but as far as the room, there's a little more room. You see some fursuits that are made to where it's really snug to the face. When we talk about vocals, you'll see it's kind of hard to get a mic inside if it's really snug. So there's a little room in the fursuit head. Peripheral vision is going to be an issue in the suit regardless. It's like if I'm in the suit, I'm going to totally. But you can play the piano here. So that's pretty cool there. But yeah, definitely visibility is a big issue in the paws. Now, I flip over. The most important thing, I've said this 3 times, I'll say it again, is perfecting the song out of suit. Before playing it in suit. And that way you can maintain all of the illusions. In previous editions of this panel, by previous, I mean one previous edition. The previous edition, I had a couple of people up here. I don't know if you follow Matthew Evil, but his Drum and Run. He has done shows professionally in Fursuit. And it's the same thing there. If you're playing drums, you still have dexterity issues. You think, oh, well, I have sticks and I'm just banging on things. Well, drummers also have to have fine control of those sticks and have fursuit paws on. Can kind of hamper that. If you have a palm, I just put my left palm on right hand. Good job. If you have on fursuit paws, then it's still going to be very difficult to, and I have that paw backwards. Good job. Such professionally unprofessional now. But you still can't really feel the drums, so there's some modifications there. And then also when you're playing drums, and this table's kind of in the way, but the kick drums, you're using your feet, so if you have big fursuit paws on. Then you got this drum here that runs, this pedal that runs the bass drum, and you got a pedal here that runs the cymbal, the hi-hat, and you might have another bass drum here, and fursuit paws, like trying to tap dance, and you end up hitting all 3 pedals at the same time because you're fursuit paws. So you see some have either really narrow fursuit paws for their feet, or if they're on a big stage and no one's gonna be able to see their feet anyway, they might just wear regular shoes, and then maybe have longer legs to the suit that you might cover up the shoes. So that's been done before as well. Again, it's, as far as playing in suit, you can design around a lot of physical limitations. The biggest things are the visibility, and then that's going to be a problem for suit. And then the practice aspect of it. For piano in particular, I don't know if you want to see issues, but from distance it's like that. But this is just one way to design. Now piano, you only really use your fingertips. So that's what you use, fingertips, and you need to expose them. And again, you can continue to keep the illusion while being able to perform and not hit 5 keys at a time. Guitars, they'll do the same thing, but they might have a little more of their finger exposed. I've seen that design set up because when you're playing guitar, you have to hold the whole string, and you got these fuzzy things, so hold more than one string. I don't play guitar, but that's just stuff I've seen. Then you have, we talk about drummers where they can have really narrow or exposed fingers like that. Well, you've seen some that use like a a glove where the back is, fursuit on, but then their whole hand is exposed here, and then they'll have a glove on. And that's another way to design around. Obviously, it doesn't work that way, but depending on what you're doing, you can still maintain the illusion. That's what we're really going for when we're performing a suit, because if you're not designing around those things, then it becomes really, really difficult to play in suit. But it can be done. I mean, as mentioned earlier, there are dozens of instruments that have been played in suit successfully, and it's because of the way it's designed. If you're playing a trombone or a trumpet or a tuba, you might have an extended mouthpiece. I've seen saxophones. They'll extend their mouthpiece a little bit to where it can fit inside their head. And what that'll do is it'll change the pitch just a little bit of the instrument, because the mouthpiece is a little bit longer. So you just maybe tune it down a little bit, and then, tune it up a little bit, and then with the longer mouthpiece, bring it back to the balance. So I've seen that happen with like the reed instruments, the bagpipes, the saxophones, trombones, like big brass mouthpiece that goes in. And so generally, if the extension is long enough, you won't need a separate extension. Same with your tubas. But if you're playing the flute, that might be a little more difficult, because the flute's kind of like this. But I, in a previous rendition of this band, a member of the audience mentioned a way to design around even that, where you can play a flute. And basically what that would be is you have your suit, and let's say it has a big smile, like a Cheshire Cat smile type design. Or you could have, and like get away from the visibility necessarily if you're playing a flute, because everything's right here. And you can have more of a pointed, maybe triangle-shaped snout, so that way. And then that way you can have more space on the side where your flute can go here. Someone's getting turned on. Where you can put your flute here, and then you can still be able to play. And then as far as your hands, you can still do a modified power design for that, so you can hit each of the valves while playing the flute. So if you're interested in that, then that's one way to start. Any musicians in here? What instruments do you guys play?
I play bass.
Play bass? Bass guitar, bass violin?
Bass guitar.
Bass guitar?
Play electric guitar.
Okay. Awesome.
Trumpet, but I don't think I'll be able to do it in suit. I don't think the mouth on my suit's gonna be big enough.
Oh, is it one like closed mouth?
It's a little bit closed. I don't think it's gonna be possible to put a mouthpiece through it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm trying to think. If you can't put a mouthpiece,
Unless you can get like some sort of like extended mouthpiece, maybe.
yeah.
It'd be interesting.
If it was like a saxophone, then it has reeds, so it's a little durable.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying about the mouthpiece. Sure.
Vocals.
Awesome. Vocals are, the oldest instrument, the most practiced instrument. Yeah. You play. Sorry, playing?
Saxophone.
Oh, saxophone. Okay, nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I play woodwinds. I play flute, saxophone, recorders, bassoon. I don't have fursuit.
Oh, okay. Well, all those instruments, other than I don't think I've seen a bassoon played in suit. That would be really cool.
It would be pretty cool.
I think bassoon sounds like that low, deep sound. I'm pretty sure it can be done. Anyone else? Person? Musician?
Violin.
Violin? Okay. Very cool.
I'm just singing.
Singer as well.
Yeah.
All right. Sweetness.
Strings gonna stick with you, right?
I brought this big bad boy. Any others that play music or interested in particular?
We used to play guitar.
You just play guitar, nice. Yeah, it's more, guitar beat more or less the same with the probably. Like I said, I've seen each one of them different ways. There are many ways to skin a cat.
I'm offended! Well, we can say that, right?
Yeah, we
All right, all right.
Canines, no need for so I mean, there would be ways to solve the problem. Even with guitar, you could have your finger exposed. Again, I've seen some with gloves where the gloves may fit as far as the color with the rest of the suit, and so I even have product designs on gloves. I've seen some just take their gloves off and use their hand. As far as vocals, this is a Shure, and I guess it's named Shure because they want to make sure that you buy their product. But it's a Shure wireless headset mic. The receiver is a PGX1, and the mic itself is apparently left in the room. Oh no, here it is. It is a PGA31, and these letters are just random letters someone made up. But basically, this is a headset mic, and at this point, I have to show my receipt here. But you put the mic on. This goes here. If you're in Fursuit, obviously the cord will be under your suit. But one thing that I've always had to have, and if I don't have this, everything just stuck. It's a balaclava. And I know a lot of you suitors probably have 4, 5, 6 dozen of these. But balaclava, one thing, in addition to helping you with sweat for Fursuit maintenance in general, balaclava also can help keep the microphone in place. I did a show once without balaclava. Like I said, it was a disaster. You couldn't hear me. I was going in and out. Kind of that way, it's in and out, and the mic was sliding up and down, and you could hear the mic, and it was never ever forget your balaclava. And so it'll help keep the mic in place. So the main reason I use it on this suit and playing. And of course, you'll be in suit, so this won't be. But this really helps with the vocals. Now I've seen some fursuiters, they'll be on stage and they'll have a handheld mic, wireless or wired handheld mic, a wired mic in fursuit. Have fun with that. I mean, it can be done, but a wireless handheld mic. A lot of times, what you'll end up seeing is performance mics, such as those, generally designed to be used really close to your mouth. When you're in fursuit, your mouth is going to be like here, and unless you really open the mouth open to where you get your mic in, like you're nomming it, then you can still get it. But some people say, "Oh, you're ruining the magic because your head is all open. No one talks like that." So what a lot of people have been doing is using a wireless headset mic where the mic's inside your head. Now, what ends up happening there is he's talking to me, but it's like he's using his brain to talk. Is his brain hooked up to the speakers or something? And so what I've seen some suitors do, even with the wireless headset mic, hey, what's up? That's all good, that's all good. What they'll do is they'll have this mic, and then they'll also have another mic that they're singing into, that they're using as their show mic. It's kind of like a prop. It's a big, expensive $600 prop. Of course, also we're still talking about the illusion and overcoming them. If you're doing that, they'll have them back down here and continue to sing like, yeah. It sounds the same. It's like, wait a minute. So something didn't work out very well. But and the headset mic, and Shure makes a brand. I believe Sennheiser also makes a wireless mic that a lot of musicians recommend. And there are others out there. But definitely, it's you're gonna do vocals in Fursuit. It's a good investment to make wireless headset mic. And my Fursuit shows, I definitely use these. And what I'll end up doing is, of course, I don't know if anybody Fursuit's naked, as in like they don't have clothes under their suit, but at that point, where would you put this? I mean, but we usually have, Under Armour to keep the suit from getting too sweaty. You can clip this on your Under Armour. And that's what I've done in the past is I have my Under Armour on, and I'll clip this to the Under Armour, all the cables between inside the suit, and then maybe it's my mute button, you can turn it on, turn it off, and then hit mute. Just you gotta keep track of when you're muted and when you're not muted, because if you're not muted and you think you're muted, then I was doing con prep or show prep for an event, and my room at the hotel was on the 7th floor of the hotel, and the concert was on the ground level. And so I didn't realize that this mic reached that far. And so before the concert, I wanted to make sure that I didn't have to go during the concert, so I went before, and the mic was on, 7 floors up. And they heard every song. I get down, and I didn't think they heard me. I was like, I hope your visit to the bathroom was nice. Flushing. Oh yeah, it was bad. So these have pretty good range. So that's why.
Let's keep that
Yeah. So be careful with that. Know when to use the mute button, and again, you can usually reach through your fursuit and then just don't do it that many times, because then they'll be like, oh, he's using it in that mic. Which is some way they'll figure out, because especially if you're not using a prop mic, he doesn't have his brain wired to the stereo, so obviously he's using an in-head mic. But for vocals, this mic in particular, I've done vocal songs in suit with this mic, and they've sounded halfway decent. The only bad part about it was, me singing, or attempting to sing. But everything else was great as far as the sound quality. So you can definitely look at that. I don't know if Cord had an in-head mic during his set, or if he just used the mic on stage, but it sounded really good. So whatever he was doing, it really worked out well.
Easy way to find out, I was rooming.
Oh, really?
Seriously.
So let me know if he did that or not. So it's got the mic, got the receiver, the transmitter, and when you put your suit head on, basically with your balaclava and my glasses are on, it's never going to work. If you wear glasses in fursuit, then they make products for that as well. You can get some of the sports goggles, the Rec Specs, or other similar modeled glasses, but be sure to go to like your local dive shop, scuba diving, and get some of the no fog for your glasses, because you do not want to happen to you what happened to me at a con years ago in Atlanta. It was a weekend of being furry in Atlanta, and and I was doing a performance of I think it was one of the songs by Soulja Boy, and I was dancing, and it got real foggy, and I said I gotta be able to see, so I put my glasses on, and I thought that this won't be an issue. And by the end of the song, I couldn't see anything. Everything was completely foggy, so I'm like, which way is stage left? Shoo! Boom! Right in my face. 6-foot drops. Which, speaks to the durability of Kiwi 100-day fursuits, because, I was able to survive 6-foot drop face down. Sleep didn't have any scratches. So yeah, be sure if you're going to use glasses in the suit, just prepare, and don't do it. No fog, and it's instant. I just have not worn glasses in the suit. I don't want that. I don't want that chance. Besides, I'm playing piano. But with the headset mic on, and of course your balaclava over the mic, you can get everything set up. And sometimes you have to reach in and adjust where the mic is. Now, this mic is not actually hooked up, you don't see the speakers here. But if it were, then what you would notice was that I'm completely ruining all the magic, and this is being recorded, so nice. So what you'll find is when you're out of suit, doing vocals. With a headset mic, everything sounds one way and it sounds great, and the vocals are right, the volume in particular is right, plosives aren't too, pronounced. And then, Fursuit hat on. Same setup, you haven't changed any settings on the mixers, on the volume levels. Put your Fursuit hat on. And then you find that it's really, really loud and really distorted, and it sounds like this, and because what happens is when you're in the suit, not only is your mic forced closer to your mouth, but you're basically in a big echo can, like really close. So you have the sound bouncing off of the Fursuit head itself, and that changes the way things sound. So that's one limitation to basically account for when you're doing your sound checks, doing vocals in the suit, whether you masquerade or a variety show, and you're going to rehearsal. That's very important because again, you're gonna want the audio crew to know what the settings should be, because if somebody else is using a headset mic, it's how I just got, it sounded different, just not even amplified. Putting my head on versus taking it off, it still sounds different. But when you're doing your sound check, you want to make sure that they do it with your head on. So don't just walk in, like I've done this before, just walk in at 8 a.m. in the morning and do a sound check. Yeah, here's my keyboard, and I'm gonna do this song, and I go through it, and everything sounds great, and everything's fine. And I come back to the concert, and I'm in the suit, and I'm like really, really loud and compressed and distorted, and it sounds like crap. So do your sound check in the suit, at the very least in your head, just so they can get the vocals right. Whether you're using the in-head mic or whether you're going to have a handheld mic, open your mouth because you're not. Either way, do your sound check in the suit. Because even with that case, if you have a handheld mic and you're doing this, then your sound is still bouncing around the inside of the Fursuit head, and so it's still going to sound different. And they may have to equalize a little bit, take out some of the bass or add some mid-range to compensate for this. So again, it can be designed for it, but it's something to consider when you're doing vocals in the suit. So we went over the aspect of the head, we went over the aspect of why this final claw is so important. As far as the claws themselves, I'm not going to put this on, but I'm going to move all of this to the side for now, because put this on. I'm going to imagine this mic is hooked up. It's not. You put your head on, and then I find it easier to put the paws on after the head. Some people put their head on after the paws. Either way is fine. So put the paws on again. These paws were designed for piano. They were not designed for guitar, for drums, or for woodwinds or brass instruments. These were specifically designed for piano, because piano was the biggest instrument. Probably the least design that you have to do of any instrument is for piano, simply because all you need is fingertips. You don't need to hold finger, you don't need to hold hand. You don't really need to mouth. So everything else needs scoop that over. I completely ruined all magic that at one point was there. That water's gonna get knocked over. What is up happening? I'm gonna this goes here. Yeah. So the actually, you can't keep I'm trying to keep it this way. I'm trying to see what's going on. So what ends up happening is well, the battery's already dead? No way. Anyway, then you can just feel what those are just black people. Racist. No, not racist. They white people as well.
design aspect of the pause itself is if you don't have your fingers stuck out, then well, you're trying to pause. So, of course, trying to play in these would be without the fingers stuck out, would be similar to playing in just regular non-modified Fursuit pause. And we're gonna play the same thing. So because it's like I'm hitting 3 or 4 keys at the same time. I get my fingers out just a little bit. I think all I need is the fingertips. At that point I go. And you can design around it. So that's how you do piano. And again, with guitar, do the same thing. Now, if you notice, I was looking down really close to the key, so you can probably see the angle. Even if I sat down, you can see where that's the wrong chair. You can see where the angle of the visibility is. Whereas I look here, better example, if I'm playing, I have to look all the way down here to see keys. Assuming how where I am in concert, how I do so when I look at you guys, like I can see maybe the top half of that chair in the front row. Just looking. I can't see your feet. I can't see your feet. I can't see your feet. I can see your feet. Yeah, I can see your feet. Oh, those are nice paws too. I like them. But I can't see your feet. So, when looking down, obviously. Now, at this point, I can see the keys just fine. But I can't see even that first chair. So, that's one of the things that why I keep saying visibility is a much bigger issue than just playing the pause. This is so much easier to design around than visibility aspect. Did I get transposed or something? That is not the right thing. Yeah, I did get transposed. This is not transposed. That's not C, folks. It's like an EP. It's like transposed 2 steps up. Just doesn't sound right. Maybe it's because my ears might be messed up. Maybe that's it. That sounds like a C right there. Yeah, that's a C. I don't know why this got transposed up. Maybe if I transpose it down one, it'll come back and down. God. I've never transposed anything. I always just playing the key with it. So anyway, I'll hey! Oh, I see. So something with keyboard. Crap. Not for the keyboard. That's right. Anyway, my Fursuit body was made by Fur Studios. Keeping on the racing head and cause, as well as my foot cause, and she's about all my sleeves. So, But basically,
anytime my mic ends up moving, even just taking my head off, my mic ended up here. So when you put your head on, your mic's gonna move around. You wanna get it back to where you want it. So it's kind of an important thing there. But yeah, the visibility is much more of an issue than the actual plane itself. In the suit, my phone is under here, so the whole idea of, oh, I can check time. The phone's down there. Any questions? I'm sure there's some questions out there. There's gotta be. Maybe. Oh, okay.
Well, since we're talking about being able to read the music, do you think it would be possible to actually make a Fursuit hand with like an Arduino setup or something that would actually have a screen that would display a few measures of time that you were playing?
Also, I have a screen inside the Fursuit head.
Heads up display.
It could be, yeah. I guess something like Google Glass. You could set up Google Glass and maybe have your sheet music there. I've never used Google Glass, but I imagine that's how it would work. But you still need no fog, so because being in Fursuit, everything's gonna sweat's gonna be there, but you're gonna fog up even if you have a screen. But that's actually a great idea. I think it would be able to work if it was something similar to that. You'd have to design around the like the eyes would have to be further away to accommodate for the screen. And at that point, I don't know if your visibility to the outside world will still be there. But with Google Glass, and I hate using a trademark name, but I'm pretty sure that that's actually possible. So, reading traditional sheet music, it can be done as well if you had sheet music in front of you. I know Ford was using sheet music yesterday during his concert. He was in Fursuit, so it's definitely there. But as far as looking at the sheet music, you see the sheet music and the keys at the same time, you probably can. You have to keep your focus there and see the audience out there. But definitely, it's a great idea. It's a good one.
Just a comment, I just text message for what he actually used. He's just got an handheld mic with the room.
Okay.
I'm right here.
Oh!
Hey, no, you
Hey!
I snuck it and I didn't keep it. So what I actually did is I had my Fursuit, so I usually don't see through my eyes. So then what I did is I made it so that I can see through my mouth instead. It's kind of weird.
Oh.
And so when I was looking down, it looked like I was,
Nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I know, being a professional mascot, a lot of them do that, and but that's another way you can design around the limitation. Because that way your eyes will still be at the audience, whereas you can still see the keys and the music. So that's pretty cool. Thanks for joining us, by the way. Any other tidbits you'd like to offer the audience from your experience as a musician?
I don't know what you guys went over before, so I don't know what to add to it.
Well, we went over most of the visibility, because that's what I found to be the largest hindrance to playing music in suit. But then as far as design of Fursuit calls for different instruments, how playing guitar, the call would have a little more finger exposed. Playing drums, it would have to be thinner, so you don't have as much fuzz to control the sticks, and also you feel the calls have to be slimmer.
I guess one thing, if you're on a piano, always tape down your sustain pedal.
Yes.
If you've got a big Fursuit toe, it's going to push it away, and you're not going to be able to get it back because you can't see it. You've got a piano in front of you, so always tape it down with duct tape.
Yes, thank you. I left my duct tape at home, and I wasn't in the suit, but I had to move the pedal 3 or 4 times during the show. If I was in suit, then I would be like, oh, yeah, we're running back. Yep. So great point there. Woodwinds will probably have a similar paw design because again the reeds are pretty close to each other. So that paw design in general, with anywhere from your fingertips, I don't know how much finger you actually need to play saxophone, bassoon, flute, clarinet, but I'd imagine the reeds close together.
You have to be able to cover the holes with your fingers if you're playing bassoon. Some flutes, definitely recorder.
Okay.
So yeah, you can keep your fingertips open.
So just a fingertip. So could you do it in regular paws, or would you have issue covering up more than one hole?
I wish I had tried it. I have not tried it, but with recorder, I'd be afraid that your fingers would be able to get close enough together
I see.
because the holes are so close together.
Yeah, I mean, if I got really close here, I can hit all 5 keys right next to each other. If they're out. Now, if they're not out, then that's more or less an impossibility. So if I try to do the same thing. Oh, that one's sorry. So if I go C, D, at that point I'm hitting the E and the F. So it's yeah, you're not gonna. So maybe that's the same thing there. Yes.
Where did you say that we could find the no fog stuff for glasses?
Any scuba diving shop will have them. So if you have like a diving, I go to Rick's Diving in North Little Rock. They have the no fog, but any diving practice center, they sell scuba diving outfitting gear. Yeah. So any other questions, comments? Sure.
I've never worked with a wireless mic before. I'm kind of afraid that, oh no, like the battery's going to go out like in the middle of it. How technically do you connect, like I'm guessing you buy your own wireless, and how do you get that connected to a big system? That kind of confused me.
Oh yeah, so what happens is, as far as batteries, I have had batteries go out in the middle of the set before. It is emergency. My rule now is new concert, new batteries, period. But what happens is, it's just like any other mic. I mean, the receiver has standard XLR, and you plug in the XLR, so you plug in the standard mic cable into a mixer. It can come out. You want to keep it XLR on the other end because you don't want to go from a balanced to an unbalanced. You end up with a whole lot of noise. So you want something that has capability of XLR. And then it's just powers like anything else. So like you're hooking up your keyboard, you basically just have another input for your receiver of your mic, and then everything else is great.
I just said that the bottom design of like movements, if you try to keep it like full pod, you get small enough fingers. If you had like the silicone or something like that, depending on what kind of pop finger pads you had, that would seal the hole instead of curve, which would let air out.
I see.
So you rubber kind of.
I think we have some right there. Some silicone pops. Nice.
So.
Awesome, thanks. I haven't played woodwinds since like 5th grade.
Right.
Good tips there. As far as brass instruments, I play tuba and band, and I think from a part perspective, you can probably play a tuba, trumpet, or trombone, which is regular pause. That would be more of a mouthpiece issue for those instruments. Anything else? Anybody? Comments, questions? We have a couple more minutes.
Could you do something with? Sorry, I just wanted to say, could you do something with like just get a special pair of paws that had just either just the fingertips cut off, or maybe only the top of your fingers were covered. You know.
Yeah. I've seen some with just the top is covered, so it's basically a glove on the back.
Yeah.
So it'll look kind of like this, and then the actual Fursuit sleeve kind of starts here on the below the hand, so it's like a full hand design. And they'll usually wear some kind of like white glove or black glove underneath it. As far as like weightlifter style gloves, where all the fingers are fully exposed, like if it was something like that.
Yeah.
Then I don't know if that would keep the illusion so much of being a character. If you maybe painted the ends of your fingers to match the Fursuit paw, then that would probably work. Along with maybe tapering down the fur to kind of where it comes to a point where it ends, and then it kind of merges with your finger. Then that would work. I've actually seen someone do it that way, except without they didn't paint the fingers, they just some fingers. But that's kind of what they did. And if they painted the fingers, it would look really sweet. And I think they started painting the fingers after that. That's one thing. Any questions?
For vocals, anyone that might be
you're saying don't use foam, use maybe mesh?
Possibly like whatever you're using for the actual like support structure.
That's what's foam.
Yeah, the different types of foam, more rigid or the more soft, might have different effects on the sound. And some might be better than others that are easier to take care of in the equalizer than just depending on how the sound reverberates.
I'll see. That's a pretty good idea, though. I mean, the reverberation, I don't know if there's a way to completely get rid of it, but definitely minimizing is another aspect we want to try to do. But if different material will do it, then that's great too. If I come across something that works for that, then I'll definitely mention in future panels. I'll let you know.
I just thought of that because I just thought of the thing I saw making and material that they use for that. It probably might not work exactly for Fursuit, but certain types could be modified.
Any more questions? We're out of time.
Wireless mics work with a moving jaw. The headset, if you have a moving jaw, does that interfere with it, or?
No, it won't interfere with it because the mic's going to kind of be towards your head and then the jaw's going to be over here. Now, if the jaw makes its own sound, then that sound the jaw makes will be picked up by the mic for sure. But mechanically, it shouldn't interfere.
At my first concert, I had difficulties with my sheet music. Like I would play the piano, sheet music would go in front of the keys, and I had to like push it back up. Do you have any methods of making sure that sheet music stays stationary?
Well, this particular keyboard actually came with a little stand for the sheet music, which I never used sheet music, so I didn't think to bring it. But other than that, I've seen some musicians have a separate stand for their sheet music there. I see what you're saying. You lay it on the keys themselves, and it's a little slope to the keyboard. Then it'll kind of slide down. Short of using duct tape or scotch tape, I really don't go over the way to keep the music from moving around, unfortunately.
Also, like in general, if you see some of the sheet music, does it look like just unprofessional to have sheet music up there, or it's just like as long as you're smooth with it, it doesn't really matter?
No, sheet music is a critical part of a lot of musicians' acts. That's not an issue. I've seen people in actual piano bars, have sheet music there, and they may have an actual piano that's built in stand for the sheet music, but they still use sheet music all the time. In fact, some use fake books, where they'll have just the chords, and then they'll be able to just play along with anything and play 1,000 different songs, but they all sound the same because it's kind of like the Axis of Awesome thing when they did the 4 chords, and everything was like. And it just goes to the same 4 chords. You can play like 5,000 songs, and so you see that a lot too.
One idea for the sheet music on your keyboard, they have the small hanging clips, the like grim, I think what they're called. Just they're really small, like this big. If you have a place you can put those on your keyboard, and they're just the hanging strips, that's what they are. You can put 2 of those down there, and those might hold the sheets up there. Cool.
Very interesting.
Marching band.
Yeah. That's already normalized. Is there any other questions? I don't know if there's anyone like right behind me on the schedule, but I think we are a little bit over. So I do want to thank you all for coming to the panel. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you picked up something that you can take into your future fursuit designs. Maybe you're interested in becoming a fursuit musician if you hadn't thought of it before. You can see it can be done. People are doing it, and join the number. Be in the number, because again, it's growing, and I'm just happy to see it continue to explode. So love to have you a part of it. So thanks. And I'll be around Con, because I'm doing a panel over with a Citrine Husky in a couple hours, and then after that, tomorrow I'll be mostly in the dealer's den, but I'll be out and about. At some point I'll be playing. They don't want me on their piano, but that's wrong. So, I'll see you around the con. Enjoy the rest of the Indy FairCon this weekend, and whatever you do,